of quality shots from Scotney when it mattered.
Yeah, exactly that, Mike.
Just got up from a nap. I'm actually impressed with Ellie Scotney, if I'm being honest. She did a lot better than I thought she was going to do against a more seasoned fighter in Australia's Cherneka Johnson, from New Zealand but resides in Australia. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView 360 and TraversialMedia.com. I'm going to wait for my colleague Big J to weigh in. I want to hear the cards. I always said Scotney was good, but I thought that maybe it would have been a little bit too much pressure or too much experience from Cherneka Johnson to be able to beat her. But either way, she's good, and she's been, like fast-tracked. When you look at the fighters that she's fought, Beck Connolly, when she was still, was her first fight, Beck Connolly was still somewhat like good, respectable in the ring. Mealy's Gangloff, a lot of people feel that she had beat Ebanie Bridges, including myself. Maria Cecilia Roman, she also fought Ebanie Bridges. And now Cherneka Johnson. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe. We're going to listen to the cards and talk to my colleague. But yeah, I was actually looking at the rankings from BoxRec on the champions in this division. So you have this woman right here, Deborah. Oh, let's turn it up.
To the judges' scorecards. Phil Edwards at Waleska Rodan, 98-92. Carl Zappia scores this bout 97-93. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Ellie Scotney.
And look at what he means to...
One thing for sure is Scotney can bang. She's got the, as they say, she got the dog in her. By the way, I apologize. I just got up from a nap. I had to clean myself up, and my camera, everything is just all out of whack. I don't remember even the last time I did a video for real. I was actually on camera. But I'm gonna listen to the post-fight interviews. She is now the IBF champion, correct? At super bantamweight, 122 pounds. So as I was saying, I was looking at the other champions in the division. This woman from Argentina, Deborah, I'm not going to butcher her name. There's Scotney, strapped up. You have this woman, not going to butcher her name. She's the WBC from Zimbabwe. This woman, I've covered her before. Masado, 25 years old, of Mexico. 2 WBC, what? See, that's the thing about these women's divisions, is like there's all over even BoxRec can't keep up. So they have 2 WBC champions here. This woman, not going to butcher her name, she's the WBO. So it's a global affair when it comes to these women's at the 122 pound division. And I couldn't find the WBA champion. Let's see if they give a post-fight interview. They're showing like promos and shit, but let me see if I can find. By the way, this was on the undercard of Sonny Edwards versus Andres Campos. Nina Hughes had defeated Katie Healy. And they got a guy, I remember, I heard about him, a white guy called Muhammad Ali. It's a white guy, right? I think that's the white guy. Well, anyway, nice little solid, here in the States, midday card. Nothing too. They have Ebanie Bridges. Let's hear what she has to say.
A really dominant, a really confident performance that she's going to be so proud of.
Yeah, definitely. That was a brilliant fight for both of them. I was watching that fight. Both girls are very skilled. That was some great work. I think like the rounds, she was winning the rounds, but they weren't easy rounds because Nix was really giving her back. They were both battling it out. Great win.
7-0. She raced her way, as we mentioned before, to this level, and now she's a world champion. It's such a big moment, Tony.
It's a real coming of age fight for her. It really is. She's had to come through tough times tonight against, you know, a seasoned champion, and she's put it on the line. She's come through, Laura, and she'll learn a lot tonight. She'll have learned more tonight in the 6 fights previously, 100%. And she's gone the distance. She's got a points, you know, decision, and it's the right way, in my opinion. I think she won maybe 7-3, 6-4 at the most. You know, I'd more lean towards 7-3. So.
Also, there was a nasty clash of heads. Here, let me call Big J. Ring me. Oh, they're talking to her now.
Congratulations. Take a breath, because you are world champion. After all the hard work over the years and all the dedication and sacrifice, tell me how this feels and what this means to you right now.
Oh, I'm so happy. I've got no words. And two world champions in 14 days.
This is your night. This is your...
Oh my God, I'm buzzing. Just, oh wow.
You said you'd show that you were a level above Cherneka Johnson tonight. Looking over the 10 rounds as briefly as you can, how do you feel you did that this evening?
I'll be honest, and I think Shane can back me up on that. That was one of my bad performances, but I got the job done, and she come and she really showed how tough she is. She got a bad cut, and like again in her last fight, she carried on fighting through, and full credit to her. But there's a new kid on the block now.
You showed real heart and grit, especially in those last couple of rounds. You finished the rounds really strongly. How important was it, Ellie, not to get drawn into a tear-up, which you can be partial to tonight, and win the fight on your terms?
Yeah, I think towards the end, I did have to bite down, and I did have to, you know, dig deep and have a bit of a fight, and I showed that inside. But, you know, so much more to come. But like I said, this is my debut on the world stage, and it's only going to get better.
Trainer Shane McGuigan. Shane, a very successful fortnight for the gym. You said this is Ellie's night, but seeing her become world champion tonight, we know the type of character she is behind the scenes. How would you describe the emotions for you as a coach tonight?
Oh, I'm so proud of her. You know, she came out of the blocks like so fast, but also loading up, trying to make a big statement. Whereas, you know, then she got a second wind at the end, and I think, you know, that's what won the fight. But as she said, she could perform better than that. But this is her first fight for a world title. There's so much on her shoulders, that expectation. She's got it now, and I think you're going to see the best of her in the next 12 months for sure.
Promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, like I just said to Shane there, we know the type of character that Ellie Scotney is behind the scenes. She's very grounded and humble. She still worked in B&Q a few years ago, but she sits here tonight on top of the world. What did you make of her performance tonight?
I thought it was a great performance. I thought, you know, it was a very high-level fight. Sometimes you see a world championship fight that you think might not be worthy of it. Tonight was a fight that was worthy of the world title between two world-class fighters. She hasn't had that many fights, and, you know, sometimes there's not a lot of depth in women's boxing, so you get people challenged for a world title without going through the levels. I kind of feel like she's had all the fights to deserve a shot at the world title. She became mandatory. It's taken a long time. It's been frustrating. She's been patient. But for a long time, as she's seen all these other women emerge, a lot of people felt that Ellie Scotney was an elite fighter. There was just a moment of time before she became world champion. So tonight, it's life-changing for her. I believe she can go through the levels. It's not someone that just wins a world title and it's like, you know, it's the moment that's the biggest night. It's got to be undisputed. You know, she has to go for the other champions. And as we see with all women's world champions now, that's the great thing about it. Champion versus champion versus champion. There's no reason within a year, 18 months, she can't be fighting for the undisputed title. She must now target all the other world champions.
Ellie, I asked you in the build-up to this fight, when you became world champion, who would you dedicate it to? You mentioned your 98-year-old grandmother, Eileen, who I'm sure is watching from home. You said she's your biggest fan, sometimes your biggest critic as well. What does it mean to you to be able to celebrate this moment and give her that belt tomorrow?
You know, she's 99 in August, and she always said you've got to finish the collection, so I'll be heading down to hers for a cuppa and a few digestives and a picture with the belt.
Ellie Scotney, you are world champion and the new. Massive congratulations to you. This is a night you'll never forget. Well done.
You know what I noticed? I've watched every single Ellie Scotney fight. You know what? And I realized that I said, I like this girl. I'm a fan. I do admit. I watched every one of her fights. Damn. And I think I only did 2 post-fight videos. So basically how it works is once I cover a fighter once, I continue to cover them and follow, you know, like their whole career. I follow fighters from when they got their first title shot to fucking retirement. Guys like Mikey Garcia. It's crazy now that I'm getting older. But yeah, oh, by the way, if you follow her on Twitter, when she is on there, she's pretty funny. I don't know what the hell's going on with Big J from Australia. He was watching the fight. This is what he said. Hold on, he's here now. Let me see. He said, guess Cherneka can focus on her OnlyFans now. He had Scotney 7-3. But yeah, those other champions, I just don't, I don't know who these women are, and I can't seem to find the WBA belt. Yeah, what's going on, Big J? We are live. What do you think about the fight?
Dominant performance by Ellie Scotney and Cherneka Johnson. Terrible performance. She looked like she wasn't there, and maybe that's because she's too busy promoting her stupid OnlyFans account. Mm-hmm. So this is why we need to get this shit out of women's boxing. She rocks up to a weigh-in with body paint on. I mean, where's her dignity? Well, obviously at the door because she just lost a world title. So, excellent performance by Ellie Scotney. You could see at the weigh-in that she was ready to go, and Cherneka's just sitting there mucking around, worrying about her stupid OnlyFans account, and bugger her. She can go and flash her boobs or whatever the hell she wants to do on her OnlyFans now because she's lost a world title, and now what does she do? So
what I noticed is not necessarily what I noticed, but Ellie Scotney is a student of the game. She lives, eats, breathes, and sleeps boxing, to where you can tell. I'm not saying Cherneka doesn't, but from the look of appearances, she doesn't take it as seriously because of, the OnlyFans and other things, her beauty, very beautiful woman. I'm not against any of that. I do find it, as we talked about with Ebanie Bridges, I'm not a fan, just like you aren't as well, when women they don't want to be objectified, but then, they do like she did at the weigh-in where she was body paint over her tits.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, you're trying to take a fighter seriously, and she does that. I mean, wake up to yourself, love. Where's your dignity?
I think she loses. And then she loses the fight.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't care what she does next. Bugger, I've lost all interest in her. So I couldn't care less.
Yeah. But Ebanie Bridges was there. What did you learn about her today? Because I forgot the message that you sent me that basically she's coming back but not looking for a title fight.
Ebanie's coming back in August, not looking for a unification bout. She'll be looking for a voluntary defense, obviously, to get the ring rust and all that off. Okay. And then going after Nina Hughes, who had a fantastic dominant performance in her
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that next.
The girl took it on short notice, but, Nina Hughes, I think she could give Ebanie a good fight, but I still think Ebanie could get over her because she hits very, very hard, Ebanie. I mean, let's be honest, she does. She hits very hard. Yeah. I think she can get over Nina Hughes. The other champions, I don't know. I think, as I said, I think Forsland is the real threat at 118. But for Ellie Scotney, I think the WBA title is on the line in Argentina, and she'll probably be going after that.
I'm trying to find the WBA champion. I have the WBC, I have the WBO, but I can't find who the girl is that has the WBA.
Her name is Rivas. I think she's a Venezuelan, and she's fighting in Argentina against a girl named Romero. I looked it up on BoxRec. I think that's right. I think her name is Rivas. Could be wrong.
Hold on, let me see. Because I don't see her. I don't see. Oh, so is it a vacant title that they're fighting for?
No. I'm pretty sure the champion is the Venezuelan girl called Rivas, taking on Romero. It's in Argentina. It's today sometime.
Interesting. Okay, well, hold on. Let me check 1 minute. Let me see if I can find it on this schedule here because I pulled up all the other channels. There it is. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, go to BoxRec, go to champions, and go to female champions.
And that is today, June, over in okay, so I got it right there. So we got all the champions. So you have this WBA, that's Marilyn Rivas. She's fighting today. Defending her WBA title. Okay, so she's had it since 2020. And you have the WBC champion, a woman from Zimbabwe. All these names, I'm not saying them because I'm a butcher them. The only name I know is Yemalef Mercado. She is basically BoxRec right here. They have 2 WBC champions listed at super bantamweight. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe one's an interim. I don't think so though. The WBO champion is a woman from France, whose name I'm not going to butcher. So basically, they're not really household names. But you can see that likely Scotney will be able to go on to unify these titles. And Eddie Hearn said in the post-fight interview is that, you know, one thing about women's boxing is you can go, you know, from title to title to title fight because it's not that much politics there. But overall, are you impressed with Scotney? Because I got to be honest, and then we talked about it. I was giving Cherneka the edge, but I did say, you know, Scotney's good.
No, definitely, yeah. You could see that Scotney was focused on that fight. As you said, she lives, breathes, eats nothing but boxing, and Cherneka's worried about her stupid OnlyFans account. So that's the thing. These women, you know, who think that OnlyFans is a good fallback, you're insane. It's not. Are you a boxer or you're an OnlyFans girl? Make up your mind, because you can't be both.
So what do you think is going to be next for her? You think she's going to go back and rebuilding, or you think that this is probably it regarding? I mean, she'll probably get another title shot. I'm guessing it depends on like what her level of involvement in the sport is going to be, because, you know, in her fight against Shannon O'Connell, didn't she look better than she did tonight?
Oh yeah, but she was a lot more active. Yeah, she just wasn't active much. It's just something that she just wasn't on. But then again, as I said, I did say this in the pre-fight video, that Ellie is a lot younger woman, and that could be a factor, because younger women tend to be a little bit more active. Because remember, Cherneka, I don't know how old the Mexican lady was that she beat to win the title, and then she beat Susie, who's 43 years old at the time. Yeah. She fought Shannon, who was pushing 40. So she's got a record of beating all these older ladies who are way past their best, right? And then she comes up against a young, hungry fighter, and she gets a boxing lesson. So
there you go. Yeah. And Ellie Scotney has racked up a hell of a resume for herself right now with Beck Connolly, Millie's Gangloff, Maria Roman, and now Cherneka Johnson, just being 7-0 with 0 KOs, 25 years old. So she's got a lot more boxing left. Closing thoughts?
Yeah, good on Ellie. Where Cherneka goes next, I couldn't care less, to be honest. So, yeah, good on Ellie, and we'll move on to see what happens at 122. So,
yep. And the next Australian
by the
boxing.
way,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cherneka owes me $50 because I put 50 on, so she owes me $50. All
right. And
next for the women's. The next boxing event is Tim Tszyu for next week.
Yep, there you go. And we will be back with full coverage next week for Tim Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. The press conference, weigh-in, and we will be covering the fight on Fight Night. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy, and Big J at Old Mate Big J. And also take your time out, like the video, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.